Hey, what's up? I'm going to show you how to make stiff starter. It's simply a sourdough starter with 50% hydration instead of 100%. And if you promise to be patient, I'm going to also make a loaf of bread with that and another loaf of bread with my normal sourdough starter to see what is the difference. It's going to be an interesting experiment. Let's get into this, shall we? It's a simple process. As I said, you just need a sourdough starter with lower hydration. I have 10-gram water, 10-gram active starter, and 20-gram flour. And the result would be this tiny little 50% hydration pre-fermented dough. I like to bring it on the counter and knead it for a while until we have something look like, let's say, a small sausage. As simple as this. Into my smallest jar, push it down a little bit. We're gonna see how it's gonna rise. Of course, put the lid loosely. And let's see how long does it take to rise. It's almost doubled after just 4 hours, which is a very good sign. Do you see those beautiful bubbles? Let's leave it on the counter to see what's gonna happen. My room temperature is 28 degrees Celsius. And surprisingly, by the night time, when I check on that, I really surprised. I mean, look at it. This little bad boy continue rising even after 8 hours. Should I consider shifting to stiff starter? That leads us to the next day, the experiment day. The night before, I fed both my normal and stiff starter. And this how they look like. My stiff starter with 50% hydration, of course, and my normal starter, which I had to feed it with 1:5:5 ratio, which is 1 part of starter to 5 part of flour and 5 part of water. My stiff starter still has a dome shape on the top. It is still puffy and airy. And my normal starter, I can say fall down a little bit, but still fine. Alright, stop talking and let's make the dough. Nothing fancy, my regular sourdough bread recipe. I have 7 gram salt, 250 gram water, 70 gram of that stiff starter, this is my little trick to take it out. Last but not least, 350 gram bread strong flour. Mixy mixy. Just gonna bring everything together as you know until we have a shaggy dough like this. Cover it up and let it rest for 30 minutes. Same thing for another dough, which I'm gonna use my normal starter. Which of course dissolve in the water better. Flour, mix, everything would be the same. But I can say I feel a little bit more hydration. And of course stickier. This one also 30 minutes. 30 minutes later, bring my stiff starter dough on the counter. And thanks to my strong flour, the dough is sticky but totally handleable. Few slap and fold, round it up with the help of surface. My old buddy scraper gonna help me too. And voila, the dough comes together less than a minute. Into the bowl, and it's going to rest for another 30 minutes. Again, same process for the normal starter sourdough. Although it has a little bit higher hydration, thanks to my 100% hydration sourdough starter, but it's not gonna bother you. Into the bowl, this one also rests for another 30 minutes. You can give them one set of stretch and fold, but I'm gonna again bring them on the surface and round them up. Like so, we create a little bit more tension and we make sure the doughs are elastic before we're gonna give them 2 set of coil folds. second dough also not bothering me at all. Good boy. Into the bowl, this time they're gonna rest for 45 minutes. And now time to perform 2 sets of coil fold with 45-minute rest between each set. The stiff starter, I see lots of bubbles and fermentation going on here already, and that's a very good sign. And here is my normal starter dough. This one also quite nice. At 27 degrees Celsius, they're gonna finish their bulk fermentation after 2 hours. And this is the dough made with my normal starter and the dough made with stiff starter. Look almost the same to me. Let's bring them on the counter and reshape them to see if there is any difference or not. Stiff starter dough, quite nice and airy. And my normal starter dough also ferment very well. Can you tell the difference? Let's check the temperature. The ideal temperature is something between 25 to 27 degrees Celsius. And my stiff starter dough has better situation. My room temperature is now a bit higher, something like 30 degrees Celsius. I'm gonna leave them for 15 minutes uncovered on the counter, and now time to shape them. Again, can you tell the difference? The only thing is my stiff dough is a bit airier, which not that much. Cold proofed overnight, and the next morning, this is the sign I put for my stiff dough, passed the poke test, and my normal dough also passed. Transfer them on a baking paper. Time to give this bad boy a confident score. Into the 250 degrees Celsius preheated oven. Reduce the temperature to 230 degrees Celsius. I'm gonna bake them for 20 minutes with the steam. Woo! You see how steamy it is? That's what I'm talking about. Move them to the upper rack to get that gorgeous color. Reduce the temperature to 215 degrees Celsius, and I'm gonna bake them for another 25 minutes. This is my normal sourdough. Thanks to my oven adjustment, has a very beautiful crust. You can check the video for that. And stiff starter bread. Both are gorgeous to me. Time to see the crumb. Normal starter. Boom. Perfection. Stiff starter. Boom. Another piece of beauty. I mean, look at that crumb. To my surprise, we have the height difference. And in this matter, stiff starter bread got a point. But I mean, nothing wrong with my normal sourdough, right? What do you think? Let me know in comment section. Let's cut a piece and my favorite part, tasting time. Start with my normal sourdough. Taste as usual. Very good. Let's try the new bread. First thing I notice, it's a bit less sour. Some people might not, but I like it. In the matter of flavor also, I like this one better. Should I shift to stiff starter? Maybe. If you are living in hot climate and you're a fan of less sour breads, then definitely yes. Alright, that was it. Have you tried baking with stiff starter? Let me know what do you think in comment section. Like always, keep baking and take a good care of yourself.